Hi everyone, Miss Colasso here. So I'm making this video just to talk through the 3.1.5 journal. I'm going to go through each question and discuss it, but it is now up to you to go into your Apex journal for yourself and complete the questions as we go along. I'm not going to always give out the answers, but I'm definitely going to discuss how you could respond to each question to help you out. So the first question says, the world has many different biomes. A biome is an area that can be described by its weather or climate. What type of biome do you live in? So I wrote it there for you because it could be hard to spell, but we live in a temperate deciduous, meaning that we have different weather. So we have 4 seasons here. We see summer, fall, winter, spring. Usually they're all in their right season. I know lately we've had snow in May, but so we see different seasons. So we are temperate deciduous. Number 2, an ecosystem is made up of communities of organisms along with abiotic conditions. So abiotic conditions, these are non-living things. So the first part of this question tells you to provide 3 conditions. The question itself already gives you 2. So sunlight, rainfall, along with rainfall, water is non-living, air is non-living, temperature is non-living. So any of those things you could put. For B, what are at least 4 different populations of organisms that live in your ecosystem? So we want to think about all the organisms that surround us. So we have a ton of trees, we have plants, we have grass, we have mosquitoes, we have lightning bugs, we have bumblebees, we have deer, we have rabbits. All of these things, you could list any of them. You just need 4. Number 3, the organisms that live in an ecosystem interact with abiotic factors and with other organisms. What are some ways that the organisms in your ecosystem interact? Choose one organism and describe 3 different interactions it has. So you really could choose any organism that you'd like. You could even consider the abiotic factors. So for example, any plant you choose, it's going to get its energy from the sunlight. It's going to go through photosynthesis. So it's kind of interacting that way. It's able to grow from the water, from rainfall. Primary consumers are going to come along and they're going to eat the plant, the primary producer, get their energy from that. A larger animal, maybe we don't have tigers here, but let's just say a fox maybe will eat the rabbit. And then, a tiger could eat the fox, something like that. But you could talk about how they kind of interact in that way where there's a lot of predator-prey interactions going on. Number 4, how does energy move through your ecosystem? So I kind of just touched on that. So the plants are the main producers. They undergo photosynthesis. So they create their own energy through that process. And then organisms like humans and animals, they go through cellular respiration. Plants do as well, but we mostly think about photosynthesis. But they also do cellular respiration, and that's how we produce energy. So when we consume plants or we consume animals, we're taking in their energy that they have. So it's through the act of consuming that they're able to pass energy along. From one organism to another. So the last question, if a scientist were to study the organisms in your ecosystem, what questions might they ask? So this is asking you to propose 2 questions. So you want to think about the organisms that live in our ecosystem and what might be interesting to study. So you want these questions to be testable. So you might want to ask, what types of food do deer eat? Or, how many deer are there per square mile? Because I know we have a lot of deer, so that's why I mentioned deer. But anything about the populations, you could ask about what they eat, who they meet with, where they live, anything like that would be interesting to study. So that's totally up to you, but I hope that helps. That's pretty much that's it for this journal. So I hope this helps. All right, guys.